There's a hidden language inside every meaningful connection, and most people never learn how to speak it. It's not body language, it's not flirting, it's not even what you say, it's how you name her. The words you choose, the tone you use, and the timing behind them quietly shape how a woman feels around you, often more than grand gestures ever could. Most men underestimate this power. They focus on actions, logic, or trying to impress, while overlooking the small emotional cues that build real intimacy. But the truth is simple. The right words, spoken with calm confidence, can create a sense of closeness that feels natural, effortless, and deeply personal. A nickname, when used correctly, does more than sound affectionate. It signals familiarity. It creates emotional safety. It tells her, without explanation, that she is seen and valued in a way that feels unique to you. And when that happens, her emotional connection to you strengthens quietly, almost subconsciously. Today, we're going to decode that hidden language. Not manipulation, not tricks, but emotional intelligence, the kind that makes your presence feel different, memorable, and hard to replace. Stay with me, because once you understand this, the way your words land will never be the same again. Attraction isn't as mysterious as most people believe. Beneath the emotion, beneath the chemistry, the human brain is constantly responding to patterns, signals, and associations. When a woman hears affectionate language from someone she already feels comfortable with, her brain responds in a very real, measurable way. Two key chemicals are involved in this process. The first is dopamine, the chemical linked to pleasure, anticipation, and emotional reward. Dopamine is what makes a moment feel exciting, memorable, and worth revisiting. The second is oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin is responsible for trust, closeness, and emotional safety. It's the same chemical released during moments of connection, affection, and calm intimacy. When a nickname is spoken with genuine warmth and grounded presence, the brain begins to associate that sound, your voice, your tone, your timing, with those positive emotional states. Over time, this creates a subtle emotional link. She doesn't just enjoy the word itself, she enjoys how she feels when she hears it from you. This is why the right nickname doesn't feel random or superficial. It becomes an emotional cue, a reminder of comfort, attraction, and familiarity. It's not about control or persuasion. It's about understanding how emotional bonds are naturally formed and reinforced. Used with awareness, language becomes one of the most powerful tools for building connection, quietly, respectfully, and effectively. Before any nickname can create attraction, one condition must already exist: emotional safety. Without it, even the sweetest words can feel misplaced or forced. This is where many men go wrong. They try to use affectionate language too early, hoping it will create closeness, when in reality, it only reveals impatience. Nicknames don't build connection on their own. They amplify what's already there. When trust, comfort, and mutual interest exist, a simple word can deepen the bond. When they don't, the same word can create distance. Women are highly sensitive to emotional timing. They don't just hear what you say, they feel why you're saying it. A grounded man doesn't rush intimacy. He allows connection to develop naturally through presence, consistency, and calm confidence. Only then do his words carry weight. When a nickname comes from that place, it feels natural, not needy. Warm, not invasive. Think of language as a signal, not a shortcut. The stronger the foundation, the more powerful the signal becomes. Mastering this awareness is what separates emotional intelligence from emotional pressure, and attraction responds only to the first. Pretty lady may sound simple, but its strength lies in what it communicates beneath the surface. This nickname balances appreciation with respect. It acknowledges her beauty without reducing her to it, and that distinction matters more than most men realize. When you call a woman pretty lady, you're not just commenting on her appearance. You're recognizing her femininity in a way that feels warm, calm, and intentional. Psychologically, this taps into a woman's desire to feel admired and valued. Not evaluated, not chased, simply seen. The effectiveness of this nickname depends entirely on delivery. Said casually, with a relaxed tone and steady presence, it feels natural and sincere. It doesn't demand a reaction, it creates one. A small smile, a moment of softened energy. That quiet shift is where attraction grows. Use pretty lady in moments of genuine connection. When conversation is flowing, when eye contact is easy, when there's already comfort between you. In that space, the words land as confidence, not effort. And confidence is what makes respect feel attractive. Calling a woman princess or queen isn't about exaggeration or placing her above you. When used correctly, it's about recognizing her presence and the energy she brings into your life. These nicknames speak to admiration, not submission, and that balance is what gives them power. Queen carries a sense of strength, dignity, and respect. It signals that you see her as someone who stands confidently in her own value. Princess, on the other hand, connects to softness, warmth, and the desire to feel cherished. Both activate different emotional responses, but they rely on the same foundation, your own grounded confidence. The key is intention. When a man says these words from a place of calm self-assurance, they feel honoring. When said from insecurity or a need for approval, they feel heavy and uncomfortable. Women instinctively feel the difference. Use these nicknames sparingly and naturally, never as a constant label. Let them reflect how you see her in that moment. When admiration flows without expectation, it creates polarity. And polarity is where attraction quietly deepens. Gorgeous is one of those words that works because it doesn't try too hard. When spoken naturally, it feels like an observation rather than a compliment. And that's exactly why it's effective. It tells her you've noticed her without turning the moment into a performance. Psychologically, this nickname reinforces identity. It aligns with how many women want to feel seen, attractive without effort, confident without seeking validation. A simple, "Hey, gorgeous," said in a relaxed tone creates a subtle emotional shift. It's brief, but it lingers. The secret is not to overemphasize it. Say it casually as if it's obvious to you. No pause. No expectation of a response. When your energy remains steady, the words land as truth rather than flattery. Use gorgeous when the moment is light and natural. In that context, it becomes more than a word. It becomes a quiet acknowledgement, one she'll replay in her mind long after the conversation moves on. Babe and baby are among the most common nicknames, yet their impact is often misunderstood. When used with awareness, they signal familiarity, closeness, and emotional comfort. They suggest a bond that feels natural rather than forced, and that's why they can be so calming. When you call her babe, the message beneath the word is simple. We're close. Not possession, not control, just connection. It creates a sense of ease, the feeling that she can relax around you. Baby carries an even softer emotional tone. It speaks to care, reassurance, and importance. Where many men go wrong is overuse. Repeating these nicknames constantly drains them of meaning and makes them sound automatic. Used sparingly, however, they become powerful emotional cues. A calm, unhurried, "Hey babe" can instantly soften her mood and bring her attention back to the moment. Timing and tone matter more than frequency. Let these words appear naturally during moments of warmth and ease. When they do, they reinforce safety, and safety is the foundation of lasting attraction. Cutie works because it introduces playfulness without pressure. It's light, warm, and slightly teasing, which helps shift the emotional tone away from logic and into feeling. For many women, that shift is deeply attractive. This nickname taps into a sense of youthfulness and ease. It reminds her of how she feels around you, relaxed, spontaneous, and emotionally open. Unlike overtly romantic or intense language, cutie feels safe. And safety paired with subtle attraction creates emotional pull without overwhelm. The key is delivery. Said with a small smile or gentle teasing tone, it feels natural and effortless. Said with uncertainty or overexcitement, it loses its charm. Confidence keeps it grounded. Use cutie during moments of warmth or light humor. When conversation flows easily, this word reinforces that emotional rhythm. It doesn't demand anything from her, it simply adds a spark of positive emotion, and that's often what makes her want to stay in the moment a little longer. Sunshine is a nickname rooted in appreciation rather than attraction alone. It speaks to the emotional impact she has on your life, not just how she looks. When you call a woman sunshine, you're acknowledging the way her presence changes the atmosphere around you. Psychologically, this activates a powerful form of bonding. Gratitude creates closeness. It tells her that she brings something positive into your world, that she lightens your mood, your day, or even your outlook. Many women deeply value being appreciated for the feeling they create, not just their appearance. This nickname works best in calm, genuine moments. A relaxed good morning, sunshine, or a quiet smile paired with the word can feel surprisingly intimate. It's simple, but it stays with her. Hold eye contact when you say it. Let there be a moment of stillness. That shared warmth builds trust, and trust is where emotional connection begins to deepen naturally. Angel carries a calm, reassuring energy. It's not about fantasy or idealization, it's about emotional peace. When you call a woman Angel, you're acknowledging the sense of comfort and steadiness she brings into your life. This nickname speaks to trust more than attraction, and that's what gives it depth. Psychologically, Angel activates a woman's nurturing side. It reflects kindness, gentleness, and emotional presence. Many women want to feel that they are a safe space for the man they care about, and this word quietly reinforces that role without pressure. The timing matters. Angel works best when it's connected to her behavior, when she's been thoughtful, supportive, or simply herself in a calm moment, said casually but sincerely. It feels earned, not exaggerated. Avoid overusing it or saying it too early. When spoken from genuine appreciation, Angel becomes a subtle emotional anchor. Her mind begins to associate your voice with peace, and peace is one of the strongest foundations for lasting emotional connection. Hot Stuff carries a completely different energy. Where other nicknames create comfort or warmth, this one introduces light, playful desire. It signals attraction without intensity, confidence without pressure. Used correctly, it adds spark while keeping emotional balance intact. Psychologically, this nickname affirms that you see her as attractive in a natural, relaxed way. It doesn't ask for validation or try to impress. Instead, it suggests ease. Of course, you notice her appeal. That assumption is what makes it effective. Tone is everything here. A calm voice, a small smile, steady eye contact. No exaggeration, no rush. Said this way, Hot Stuff feels teasing and confident rather than bold or uncomfortable. Use it when her energy is already bright, when she's confident, expressive, or clearly enjoying the moment. In those situations, the nickname lands as recognition, not escalation. It creates a subtle tension that feels exciting without disrupting emotional safety, and that balance is what keeps attraction alive. The most powerful nickname is not the most romantic or the most clever. It's the one that's personal. A name that comes from shared experience, a private moment, or a small detail only the two of you understand. This is where attraction turns into emotional bonding. A personal nickname carries memory. It might come from the way she laughs, a story you share, a habit you noticed, or an inside joke that still makes her smile. When you use it, you're not just speaking to her, you're activating a feeling. Her mind instantly returns to the moment it was created and the emotion attached to it. Psychologically, this creates exclusivity, not isolation, but uniqueness. She feels seen as an individual, not as someone receiving generic affection. And that feeling is rare. Many people are complimented, very few are deeply recognized. This kind of nickname doesn't need to sound impressive. In fact, the simpler it is, the stronger it becomes. What matters is meaning. When she hears it, she doesn't think about the word. She thinks about you and how she feels in your presence. That emotional association is what builds lasting connection, quietly and powerfully. Words only carry power when they're supported by presence. High-value men understand that language isn't about saying more. It's about saying the right thing at the right time. These three rules separate emotional intelligence from emotional pressure. Rule 1, timing over technique. It's not about knowing the perfect words. It's about knowing when to use them. A nickname used too early feels rushed. Used at the right moment, it feels natural. Let connection lead, not strategy. Rule 2, observe her emotional feedback. Pay attention to her response. The smile, the pause, the change in tone. These signals tell you whether a word resonates or not. Emotional awareness is far more attractive than memorized lines. Rule 3, authenticity above all. If your words don't match your energy, she'll feel it immediately. Say only what you genuinely mean. Authentic warmth builds trust, and trust deepens attraction more than any technique ever could. When language flows from confidence and sincerity, it doesn't feel calculated, it feels real. And real connection is what women respond to most strongly. Every nickname carries a different emotional message. When used with awareness, each one activates a specific layer of connection, from comfort to desire to trust. Understanding this helps you communicate with clarity rather than guesswork. Pretty Lady represents elegance and respect. Princess and Queen speak to admiration and polarity. Gorgeous offers effortless recognition. Babe and Baby create comfort and emotional safety. Cutie introduces playfulness and light emotional energy. Sunshine expresses gratitude and warmth. Angel reinforces peace and emotional trust. Hot Stuff adds playful desire without pressure. And the personal nickname creates intimacy and exclusivity through shared meaning. None of these words are powerful on their own. Their impact comes from timing, tone, and authenticity. Used carelessly, they become empty sounds. Used intentionally, they turn ordinary moments into emotional anchors. Language doesn't just express attraction, it shapes how connection is felt and remembered. When you understand that, your words stop being casual. They become meaningful, grounded, and emotionally precise. Attraction isn't built through grand gestures or constant effort. It's built through small, meaningful moments that leave an emotional imprint. The way you listen when she speaks, the calm in your voice, the words you choose when the moment is right. These details shape how she feels in your presence, and more importantly, how she remembers you when you're not there. Nicknames, when used with intention, become emotional anchors. They remind her of who she is around you, relaxed, valued, safe, and desired. Over time, those feelings grow into connection, and connection grows into something deeper. Not because you tried to force it, but because you allowed it to form naturally. The truth is, people don't remember everything that was said. They remember how they felt, and words, spoken with authenticity and presence, have a quiet way of shaping that memory. So choose your language carefully. Let it reflect confidence, respect, and emotional awareness. When your words align with who you are, they don't just reach her ears, they stay with her. And that's how connection lasts. If this message resonated with you, understand this. Mastering attraction isn't about tricks or performance. It's about awareness, presence, and emotional intelligence. When you learn how subtle language shapes connection, every interaction begins to feel more natural and grounded. If you want to continue exploring the psychology of attraction, emotional depth, and the unspoken dynamics that create lasting bonds, subscribe to Dark Psychology. Here, we focus on clarity over confusion, strength over neediness, and connection built on understanding. Because in a world full of noise, the men who are remembered are the ones who know how to speak with purpose. Remember, the right words don't just sound good, they carry energy. When spoken with calm confidence and genuine intent, they shape how connection is felt and remembered. Use language with awareness, not urgency. Let presence lead and let words follow naturally. Until next time, this is Amelia, reminding you that true attraction begins where understanding meets intention. Music fades.